So today we began with a big, profound statement, right? My wealth is because of me, right? So, really interesting. And before going further, let me ask you a quick question. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word wealthy? If anybody wants to answer, please unmute yourself and let's have a response from you. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word wealthy? Anybody who wants to come up? Nobody?
Hard work,
Okay. Hard work. Okay. Anybody
Big
else?
car, big car, valuables.
Okay. Cool. Big car, valuables, gushing waterfall. Wow. That's going deep. Thank you. Thank you for all your responses. And now, see, for most of us, I would say it's probably, as somebody said, images of luxury cars, big houses, designer clothes, foreign vacations. Maybe you even thought of someone showing off on Instagram with the caption blessed under a picture of their new iPhone. But what if I told you that's not wealth? That's just money being loud. Real wealth whispers. It builds schools, it feeds families, it creates opportunities. And today we are going to explore something that might completely change how you think about money. Wealth as a tool for impact. So here's a beautiful truth. Money is like water. It nourishes when it flows, stagnates when it's hoarded. Think about it. Water that flows becomes a river, sustaining entire ecosystem, villages, forests, life itself. But water that sits still, it becomes a pond, then a puddle, then it starts to smell, breed mosquitoes, become toxic. The same water, two completely different outcomes, all based on one thing: movement. Money works exactly the same way. When it flows, when it circulates, when it serves a purpose beyond just sitting in your bank account, it creates life, opportunity, transformation. But when it's hoarded, when it's clutched tight out of fear or ego, it loses its power. It becomes dead weight. And here's the truth that nobody talks about: wealth amplifies who you already are. If you are generous at heart, wealth gives you a bigger canvas to paint your generosity. And if you're selfish, wealth just makes you a bigger version of selfish. Money doesn't change you, it reveals you. So let's talk honestly about our relationship with money in India, because we've got some serious confusion going on. If I talk about teenagers, you see people flexing on social media, the latest sneakers, expensive gadgets, Dubai trips, and there's this pressure, right? To show that you made it, even if you haven't made anything yet. You think wealth means looking rich, so you save for things that impress people you don't even like. And meanwhile, real impact? It seems like something other people do. Charitable people, old people, but not you. For young adults, you're hustling. Maybe you're earning decently now. And there's this voice in your head that says two things at once: I need to save every rupee and I need to enjoy my life. So you either become miserly, that is, refusing to spend on anything meaningful, or you blow it all on EMIs for things you don't need. And the idea of using money for impact, oh, that feels like a luxury you can't afford yet. Maybe, but I'm settled, you tell yourself. And for the mid age crowd, you build something, you accumulated, maybe you have investments, property, savings, and you feel stuck, guilty. Part of you wants to do good, to give back. But another part says, what if it's not enough? What if my kids need it? What if there's an emergency? So the money sits, it grows, sure, but it doesn't move. It doesn't breathe life into anything. So here's the uncomfortable truth. We have been taught to see money as security, as status, as safety, but we have never been taught to see it as energy for purpose. So let me tell you about a friend of mine, Rahul. He runs a small digital marketing agency. A few years ago, he started making good money. Not millionaire level, but comfortable, decent. And you know what he did? He started a micro scholarship fund for kids from his hometown in Bihar who couldn't afford coaching for competition exams. Just 5,000 per student. Nothing fancy. And last year, one of those kids cracked NEET. That kid is going to become a doctor. And Rahul told me that felt better than any car I could have bought. And that's what happens when you see money as energy, not ego. The more you have, the more good you can do. It's that simple. And here's that nobody tells you, generosity creates a cycle of abundance and gratitude. When you give, when you create impact, something shifts. Not in some magical law of attraction way, but psychologically, spiritually. You stop operating from scarcity. You start operating from overflow. And that attracts more opportunities, more growth, more wealth. Not because the universe is rewarding you, but because you've changed. You've become someone who sees possibilities instead of limitations. So here's what we need to understand: wealth isn't just about how much money you have in the bank, wealth is about how much change you can create in the world. And there are people with crores who've never made anyone's life better. And there are people earning 30,000 a month who sponsor a child's education, who feed stray animals, who donate their time and skills. So who's wealthier? The one with more money or the one with more impact? I'm not saying money doesn't matter. It absolutely does. Bills are real, responsibilities are real. But what I'm saying is, at every level of income, there is definitely room for impact. You don't need to be a billionaire to make a difference. You need to be intentional. You need to stop waiting until you have enough, because enough is a moving target. The ego will always want more because it feels safe to give, before it feels safe to. But the soul knows that giving is abundance. And here's what I want you to do. Not someday, right now in your mind. Ask yourself this question: if I had 10 times more wealth than I do right now, how would I use it to serve others? Let me repeat. If I had 10 times more wealth right now, how would I use it to serve others? Don't filter your answer. Don't make it realistic. Just imagine. Simple imagination. Would you fund someone's medical treatment? Start a community library, pay for children's education, or support local artisans. Build something that lasts. And now write down three specific ways money could become your message. Three ways wealth in your hand could create ripples of change. And here is the twist. Once you write down those three things, ask yourself, is there a smaller version of this I could start doing right now? Maybe you can't fund an entire school, but you could sponsor one child's books. Maybe you can't start a foundation, but could you donate rupees 500 a month to some cause that where which you believe in? Or maybe you can't build a hospital, but could you pay for one person's medical test? Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And let me leave you with this. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is. When money becomes the goal, it corrupts. But when money becomes the tool, it transforms. Think of yourself as a river, not a dam. Let the wealth flow through you into the lives of others, into causes that matter, into a future you won't just survive in, but one you'll be proud of. So, money is like water. It nourishes when it flows, stagnates when it's hoarded. So, here's my call to action today. This week, move some water. It doesn't have to be a flood, even a trickle counts. Donate to a cause. Buy a meal for someone who needs it. Pay for someone's education, even in a small way. Tip generously. Invest in someone's dream. Do something that proves to yourself and to the universe that you are not here to just accumulate. You are here to amplify. Because wealth isn't about what you keep, it's about what you give that keeps giving. So your money has a message. What will it say? Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you,